Hello everyone, and welcome to what I hope to be the first proper edited video on this wonderful new iPhone camera, and also what is probably going to be the last video I make in this particular apartment. My name is Jocelyn, and let's talk about something that I actually wanted to talk about many months ago, but due to not having a working phone camera and editing software and all that, has had to go on the back burner for quite some time. Let's talk about Codenames. Now, this is a story, a thing that happened. Basically, I didn't see anybody online talking about it outside of the very niche, very specific board games groups that I am a part of. So, Codenames is a board game. It's a very good game, I would say. I would recommend it to any group of about 6 or more people looking for something fun, fillery, party, kind of not too rules heavy or anything like that. In fact, I enjoy Codenames so much, I bought myself a copy. This is the Simpsons version. But we're not here to talk about that today. Instead, I need to talk about the Harry Potter version, specifically the one called Codenames Back to Hogwarts, because from what I understand, there was already a Harry Potter themed Codenames, but a new version called Back to Hogwarts was due to be released. Cast your minds back to about sort of July, August time. This is how long I've been sitting on this and been wanting to talk about it for so long, but just not being able to. And basically what happened was, because everything related to Harry Potter these days is so entrenched in the J.K. Rowling controversy, there was a lot of furore surrounding it. So let's talk about that. A statement to the community addressing our announcement of the new licensed versions of Codenames and our next steps. We are all devastated that the project we were so excited to share with you caused harm instead of joy. We have been working to bring you the best possible games for years, and just like our other titles, we worked diligently to bring you this latest title too. In our excitement about creating a game within a universe many of us still treasure, we failed to see how that universe no longer brings joy to others. Over time, the harmful views of the story's creator have escalated into harmful actions. We apologise unreservedly for not doing more to consider that possibility, and for subsequently announcing the game without taking preemptive actions to mitigate the pain it would cause. Many of you have expressed your understandable anger, pain, and disappointment through a variety of platforms. Frankly, we were not prepared for the volume of the response. As a result, multiple accounts and comments were blocked or muted, and that should not have been. We would never want anyone experiencing the pain this situation has caused to then feel like they are being silenced. So for that, too, we want to sincerely apologise. Like the world we live in, CGE, CGE is the, I want to say it's the publishing house, there it is, yeah, Czech Games Edition. Like the world we live in, CGE is made up of individuals with various backgrounds, gender identities, sexual orientations, and belief systems. None of us would ever want to take actions that would hurt or restrict the rights of another human being. We commit to remaining supportive of an inclusive and welcoming community of gamers. We believe in the rights of all people to have their own identity, and we reject hate and bigotry in all their forms. Trans rights are human rights. They said the thing. They actually said the thing. With the above in mind, and after many heartfelt and vital discussions both internally and with members of the affected community, we have decided to donate 100% of the profits from this game to appropriate charitable organisations. We will ensure that an amount equal to or greater than the fee paid to license this product will go directly to organisations that provide support for the trans community. We evaluate profits and make charitable giving decisions each December, so that's coming up, and we will continue using this annual process to direct the game's profits. We will listen to recommendations from the community to help guide our choices of organisations that provide support for the trans community. Our goal is to select those that offer direct practical help to people in need, for example, services similar to the emergency hotline that was recently discontinued. At CGE, we are committed to making decisions that come from the heart in everything we do. We opened discussions with members of the affected communities, and we came together as a whole company to find a way forward that was a genuine reflection of our values and desire to do the right thing. We are sorry for the time it took us to communicate our path forward, but we hope that you see we did so with the care and consideration that you all deserve. That was a big old statement. After having heard about the fact that there was a new Harry Potter Codenames being created, and then having heard that there was backlash, I was a little bit surprised by how myopic they had originally been in suggesting making a Harry Potter's project now of all times. Like, if they had suggested this 10, 15 years ago, it would be a whole different story. I find it a little bit difficult to believe that they wouldn't have sort of considered that, but then I also recognise that not everyone is terminally online like I am. So, given what seems to be the sincerity of their statement, I would say it was probably just a genuine fuck-up. However, a fuck-up it still was. And in my sort of, yes, I'm still cynic-brained, okay? I think what they're saying is, oops, we done goofed big time. And didn't realise until the backlash that more than 5 trans people would actually care. But it was too late to back out of the whole partnership thing. So donating to charity will absolve all our sins. And please like us again, and please buy all our games. And, no doubt that if they do donate their profits to charities, I mean, they haven't specified which ones. They have also specified why, because, they're going to talk more with representatives from the trans community before they do so. Fine, cool. If you do the right thing and take your time over doing the right thing to make sure you don't make any more mistakes, that's fine. I can live with that. But I'm also very thoroughly aware that Rowling will still end up with her own cut of profits for the IP. Now, given that this all happened in the summer, and I'm sort of rehashing it now only because I wanted to reflect on this sort of situation. Now I have the chance to. The main takeaway that I have from it is not to point and say CGE bad. The point is to say that because December is rolling around, we do need to check what they say, by all means. But also, the more sort of poignant thing I want to point out is that it's toxic and bad for business to partner with Potter. And this is, I think, reflecting a shift in people's perceptions of the hate and vitriol that Rowling has stoked over the past, how long has it been now? I'll be generous and say 6 to 7 years. But in say about 2018 was the first hints we got, and it just sort of snowballed from there about her stance on trans people. It is good to see this shift, and we need to continue putting pressure on anyone who is involved in any project connected to Potter, connected to the wizarding world. The actors for the new series are getting rightly called out and criticised for their involvement with this series that nobody asked for, really. I mean, the movies were not that long ago, all things considered. And one of my friends, I don't know if he's going to watch this or not, recently said that if anyone tried this with Lord of the Rings, then the nerd community would have an absolute conniption. And he's completely right. Like, there's no need for another version of a Lord of the Rings movie, another series, whatever. And there's no reason for this Harry Potter one either. Again, I don't think anybody really asked for this. I'm encouraging everyone I can to just boycott, don't watch, have nothing to do with it. Speaking of having nothing to do with it, I do sometimes keep reflecting back to Tom Felton and Catherine Parkinson, whose statements on the subject of being involved in Potter things to this day, Tom Felton not in the series but in the stage performance, but still to this day, these two actors have very similar responses on the subject, and I'll try and post them on the screen now because I'm not going to read them all, but it's essentially both say similar things. That is that it's nothing to do with me. I'm not involved in this conversation. No, that's actually incorrect. You can't just be involved in something to do with Harry Potter and then turn around to your audience, to your fans, to anyone and just say, oh, trans-hoomst? Oh, You can't both sides this one. You can't be on the fence about this one. And it's so convenient for them that they can say, oh, we're not involved in the trans conversation. Trans people who don't want to be involved in the whole Potter thing are. Like, we are involved. Implicitly. And so are they. And they lack the self-reflection to see that their involvement in these projects is implicit endorsement for J.K. Rowling's anti-trans beliefs. That is what it equates to now. I'm sorry if you haven't got the memo yet, but that is what it is. And there is no other way of interpreting it. Do I think that these people are hate mongers and anti-trans themselves? No, I don't think so. The endorsement, again, as I said, was implicit, not explicit. On the other hand, they chose the paycheck over morality. So I don't feel too bad for them when they do get criticised. And they get criticised. I have seen the criticism, or at least some of it. And I would say that it is fair and justified to say to these people, oh, why are you doing this? Why would you get involved with this now when Rowling is such a controversial figure, when she is such a... I wish people would just ask the questions directly. I wish the interviewers would just ask the question, why would you partner with a bigot? John Lithgow actually did get that question in not quite those same words. I wish more pushback was being asked in that straightforward way. And you don't get pushback like that from interviewers. You get pushback like that from people on social media. So it's one of those weird ones where Twitter is actually doing something sort of right, but not really. It's the format, not the running, that is doing the thing that's right. People having direct access to these people. I remember when Nick Frost got a lot of Instagram messages from people asking, why would you do this? And I feel like that was done with the correct intentions. I feel like it was done in the right way. There were, as far as I saw, there were no like awful messages of death threats or anything truly abhorrent. There might have been those. If there were those, I genuinely wouldn't want to be associated with the person who said those things, because I know that J.K. Rowling's had death threats, and again, that's not right. That being said, she has ignored all criticism, good faith and bad. And I feel for Nick Frost now and the other actors that I mentioned to ignore the good faith arguments, the good faith criticisms being levied at them is, unfortunately, it does speak to their character. That's basically all I wanted to say on the matter, is keep boycotting Potter, keep boycotting Rowling, keep these actors accountable, keep these game companies accountable for the media that they produce. Obviously, don't harass the children who are in this, because they're probably too young to really understand all of the things surrounding it. I don't need to tell you that, because you, the audience that's watching this video, already knows that that's a shit thing to do. Keep holding them accountable and keep making Potter a toxic, untouchable franchise. Because the only thing this evil anti-trans mongering bitch recognizes is money. She has made it quite clear that is what she cares about. Not people's rights, not women's rights, money. Money talks to her more than that. And I want to see her as cancelled as Graham Linehan, who has now fled the country. He's gone to live in, well, he's disgraced from Ireland, he's disgraced from the UK, he's disgraced from the UK, Turf Island, and he's disgraced from here. You know it's bad when the cancellation is that strong. And oh, it's a little bit delicious, isn't it? So he's gone to the US. I'm sorry, American viewers of mine. Your country's kind of nosediving anyway, so is it really that much of a difference? I want her as cancelled as he is, and more so. Storm the palace, or sorry, I mean castle, and then clean up all the mould. And then all the trans people can live in this wonderful castle that she doesn't deserve. Together, comrades, we can do this. Storm the castle, kick her out, wash out the mould. It's all good. That's a plan, right? Okay, I gotta go get ready for work now. So, until next time, I don't know when that will be. probably next year, early next year. Until then, take care of each other, boycott this weirdness, this awfulness. I will be with you in spirit, but obviously I'll be packing in person, so yeah. Until then, non-binary is valid. Fucking goddamn it, now and forever. Bye.